Welcome back, episode 10. So Berkeley and I decided we have some pretty loyal people to the podcast. To celebrate our 10th episode, what we're going to do is there's going to be information listed for a contest, and the first 10 people get a $10 Starbucks gift card sent to them. And it's a promise. Woo! So check it out.
Stay on the lookout for the Instagram posts.
Yep.
Information will be in the caption.
And we're excited to give back. Did you know that have you heard of Waymos?
Mm-hmm.
The self-driving cars.
Mm-hmm.
I call them Waymies. And I think
Okay.
everyone should call them Waymies.
Okay.
Waymie. What are you doing? Waymies are crazy. I have a friend working on a battery that lasts 1,000,000 miles.
I literally asked for jumper cables for Christmas my freshman year of college because my car just died all the time. And it was brand new.
Did you get the jumper cable for Christmas?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
I knew how to jump that car.
Santa gave it to you. Why did it die all the time?
Interesting story, actually, because it was new, so it was under warranty, so I'd bring it all the time. Like, why is it dying? I think it was because, so when I lock my car, I lock it 15 million times. That somehow short-circuited the battery. So, like, I would lock it, then, like, lock it. I would, like, 2 or 3 times, honest, like, walking away from my car, lock it, hear it beep, like, 2 or 3 times. And they're like, yeah, if you lock it more than once, like, it short-circuits the battery in that specific model of the car. I was like, well, just my luck. That's what I like to do. And you gave me the one car that can't handle 2 lock buttons.
That's hilarious. The one thing, you're pushing the buttons.
Yeah, I was literally pushing these buttons.
Literally. I've never heard of such a thing.
I know.
Do you know what year this car was?
It was a 2015 Jeep Renegade.
That is way newer than I expected.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, it's a
It was the year it came out. I got it in 2015. It was a brand new car.
What?
Yeah.
That's just absolutely insane.
I know.
I have so many questions.
Yeah.
Like,
I did too.
who designed this and how did that happen? How did we get past the testing? My second question is, what was the reason you clicked it so many times after hearing it beep and knowing that it was locked?
Because hearing it beep once is just not reassurance enough. I needed to know my belongings were safe in my car. No one was going to get in there, hotwire it, and drive it away.
You could not live in San Francisco then. Because they just break into your... It's actually not as bad anymore, but just, the break-ins and so
Well,
common.
even that's a joke. I really didn't leave anything in my car.
Exactly.
Really didn't.
That sounds like you. Your car, for everyone to know, Berkeley has the cleanest car of anyone that I know at all times.
It's only because Casey lives out of her car.
I call that preparedness. I am constantly prepared.
I called that asking for people to break into the car.
What's wild is I park every weekend basically in the city and no one touches it. They probably look inside, they're like, I don't want to do with it.
Don't want to look in there.
I don't want to have to do with any of that. Yeah, should we play a guessing game of what's in Casey's car? And I can tell you yes or no. You could probably get a good guess.
Multiple short shirts. You always have clothes in there. Some kind of snacks. You've got, this is different because you don't have steel with you. You always had steel stuff in there. Like, for some reason, you always have boxes. Boxes of what? I don't know. Shoes. There's probably a pair of flip-flops in there. There's probably a pair of volleyball shoes, maybe a volleyball bag, probably a lot of water bottles. I can't think of anything else right now. What else? What am I missing?
This is way more entertaining than I expected it to be. You are...
See, but your preparedness, though, like, I doubt you have an umbrella in there. You're not prepared for the rain. Wow.
Of course I have an umbrella. I don't want to be spronkled on. Oh my goodness. So you were about 85% correct. So good job.
What'd I miss?
You were right about steel. I don't have any more steel stuff, of course, but it's just, things to add. I have 2 tennis rackets. And probably 11 tennis balls.
Okay.
Which, side story, last week at work, I had a break and it was beautifully sunny. And there's this wall at this tennis court. And, not every tennis court has a wall. And there's a line painted where the net is. And I was, hitting against the wall, just, in my scrubs. And it was for, an hour. It was one of the highlights of my day. So just always have to have tennis rackets.
That's awesome.
It was great. And then... You're right about snacks. I don't know how this happened, but I have they're all opened and they're all half eaten. 4 or 5 bags of trail mix.
Okay. I was gonna say fig bars.
Protein bars. Yeah, I have a couple of those. I'm not exaggerating, probably 6 pairs of sunglasses in my car.
Yeah.
I always have like deodorant, hairbrush,
Yeah.
spray, like smell good spray. I have Pilates socks in there because
Me
Pilates
too.
plan on. You just got to bring them and put them in the car,
Hmm.
and just because otherwise we'll be buying Pilates socks all the time. I have a bottle of champagne in my car that's unopened
Scary.
because I was given it for my birthday
Well,
in December. We're now in April, and I don't like champagne. And I'm figuring if it's in my car, I'm able to give it away as opposed to being in my house. Like it's just never gonna be used. So maybe a celebratory explosion or just giving it to someone. I've almost given it away, so it'll happen one day. And that includes a gift bag. So I have an extra gift bag in my car. But you cannot forget. I'm wrapping up here. This is about it. I really want to save the planet. I'm not claiming to be the most perfect person, but I try my best, within reason. And I think that it's super important to have grocery bags in there. And so I have like 3 or 4 reusable grocery bags because I'll stop on the store. It's not a plan. It's just like, got to stop at the grocery store. I'll be there on my way home. And so you got to have grocery bags. There's definitely some random things in there like tokens from arcades that aren't used up.
yeah.
But you're right about flip-flops. My volleyball shoes are in there. 2 pairs of sweats, jackets,
Yeah.
blankets. That is so important to have in your car. I have
Yeah.
at least 2 blankets at all times. Like you gotta hang out on the beach or sit in a park. I used to carry my yoga mat with me. So yeah, I call it prepared. There's a lot of stuff in there, but if someone needs something, I got a leave. Oh my gosh, you have no idea. Like carrying pain medicine in your car, super important.
My
I have a
mom
lot
makes sure everyone's car has pain medicine, so when she gets headaches,
yeah. Yeah,
they're
yeah.
for her, not for you. They're for her when she drives with you.
I actually love that. You're not
No,
joking, are you?
no,
You're
I'm
not
not
joking.
joking. I'm dead serious. Shout out, mom.
Go, mom.
You know what's in my car? I've got an ice scraper. I've got
Okay.
sunglasses. I've got grocery bags, like a Trader
Mhm.
Joe's bag. I've got a blanket in my trunk because I've got one of those things that lifts up on the ground, so like it doesn't even look like it's in there. So when you bring it in my car, please don't look under there.
Do
That
you
might
have
be it.
books in your car? I would expect that from you.
For a while, there was a book that was floating underneath seats, but I don't think it's still in there. My car is like pretty cleaned out though because I had to stuff it full to get it here though. So there's not things that I just like leave in there now.
That's still unreal that that's everything that is in there. That's it. Crazy.
I usually also keep at least a jacket in there, so if it's like cold in a restaurant, because well, I mean, the hard part is here it's just cold all the time, so I always have a winter jacket on. But like in Vegas in the summer, it's like hot, then you go to a restaurant, it's cold, so you always just like keep a jacket for
That
the
makes
summer.
sense. Do
But
you have a part of your life so your car is really organized? A part of your life that's really unorganized?
yes, my sewing table.
That's creative. I think every creative
It's
thing.
spread apart just enough to fit the camera. If you can see my bed, I'm in the middle of a project.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't be perfect. Every other part of your life is really organized. Your closet, or your closet typically organized?
Yeah, what's funny right now is like I have everything like hung up and there's some shelves, but then as I've made clothes, there's also a shelf on top of like the hanging things, and that's just like getting higher and higher and higher of like the new things that I'm making that just like pile up there because don't have any more hangers. I didn't bring any more. And I was like, I'm not gonna buy any more to bring home with me.
I didn't even think about that. How many games? It's April. How many games do you have left?
Eight, eight, seven, eight, seven. I don't know. We had nine. We have 9 games in April now. I can't remember if we've had 2 in April or we only had one. I don't know. One of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Means you're having fun. Time is flying. Yeah, I don't blame you because it's end of the month.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Crazy.
What year will this be for you? Professional number
6. Yeah.
in the books.
I know. Wild. What a time.
Yeah, it's a really cool time. Do you ever think about when you're 70 or 80 years old and looking back that you'll like think about this time? And I think it's so cool, playing.
I'll think about the fact that I'm not walking because of this time in my life. I've had 2 hip replacements and knee surgeries because of this time in my life.
Worth it.
Yeah, no, I think that'll be wild. I hope I'm still in good enough shape to like be one of those people playing pickleball at that age.
I can't even pick up my grandson because double hip replacement. You definitely will be playing pickleball.
Yeah, I hope so.
I can see that. When I was playing tennis that one day, there was a group of guys. It was really cool that played pickleball every day. at the same time.
Were they older, did you say?
Yeah, and they were good.
Okay.
But they were not, I shouldn't say that. Older is relative. I might offend some people, but
Like retired
like,
retired age?
no, early 50s to early 60s. Some of them were like one guy pulled up on a shorter, like he was a driver of a school bus. And it was probably like his break in the middle of the day, and so just like came to play. And he's like, and it was behind a firehouse. That's what you
Mm.
call a
Fire station?
fire. Okay, yeah. It was
Same
behind
thing.
a fire station. And you're like, sometimes the firefighters like come out and play with us too. It's like, look at this little community. It's so precious.
That's cute.
Yeah, it was a cool thing. That reminded me of saying community. This past weekend, we spent in San Francisco. There's this area called the Marina District, and I describe it as Barbie Land because everything is just like picture perfect there. It's right on the water. It's like right by the Golden Gate Bridge. It's one of the richest parts of the city. It's a younger crowd, the people that go out. It's just like, hey, Barbie, hi, Ken. And they just walk down in this like perfect area. It's true. And it's just like their own little community there. Like everyone knows everyone, and although it's very, very packed at all times, every day, everyone will know each other in some way. And even, you might love this, there was a guy that owned an Italian restaurant and always brought his lab named Frankie around. And then three doors down, they opened a bar slash restaurant called Frankie's. They have a chalk drawing of Frankie on the bar, and this dog just patrols the area and goes like table to table, and it looks like the dog's like, are you enjoying your food? Like, are you enjoying your time?
That's cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh my gosh.
It's a cool area.
Yeah. And to give you a more juicy story. So I was with one of my friends, and I'm ahead of her, and this guy stands up at Frankie's, this bar restaurant, sitting down outside, and gets up to hug someone. I'm like, oh, then they must be behind me. And it like turn around, and it was Naya, my friend, who he was like saying hi to. And he was like, how's it going? And the first thing out of his mouth was, I'm having dinner with people I went to grad school with. And it was just, I'm letting them have their own time, like a girl and a guy. It seems like there's a little bit of history. And so I let them be, and I kind of just wasn't listening to the conversation. We walked away from that, and she was like, I'm pretty sure he was on a date. And I was like, what makes you say that? And she was like, there was a girl's sweater on the seat, and it was just crazy timing because the girl just wasn't there. And like, we just think that she went to the bathroom, and so we're like, what are the odds of that? I was like, well, first of all, we could turn around right now. Like, if you want to go back to like make it awkward, I'm so down, and I'll back you up. But I was like, besides that, I can almost guarantee you he was, because say I was eating dinner with a group of girlfriends and a friend, and there's like no one at the table, and it's someone random that I knew walked up to me, I wouldn't say, how's it going? I'm just here eating with friends. Like I wouldn't just say, without even being asked, just like put that information out there unless there was something suspicious. People will
Interesting.
give it themselves away if you listen close enough.
Yeah, I already forgot that you'd started the story with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I think he is. Yeah, for sure. Because I'm here with people I went to grad school with. Okay. Nice.
Do you know how she knew him?
They went on a date.
Okay.
Before.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they met, but yeah, there was some history there.
Okay.
I didn't say that part.
Interesting. That's
So that
funny.
community's small.
Yeah,
and
that
people
makes
just
sense.
like go out in that community still. So you're just like bound to be seen by someone.
Yeah.
But it's a cool spot. People who live in San Francisco totally know the Marina District and know the culture of it.
Yeah, I got it.
I'll take you there when you visit. Do you have anything this week that you learned that comes to mind?
This week, well, how much do we want to get into girl talk? Because periods suck.
Well, some people have never had one before.
You want to know what a guy could never do? Start their period, have it be one of their worst periods, be dealing with cramps and pain and all sorts of stuff, and then have to go perform at their very best at a high level and compete in a match.
That's wild.
Never.
No matter if you take pain medication, it wasn't helping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did a little bit, but yeah, yesterday it was pretty tough.
Did it feel like a bunch of knives were stabbed you all at
just
once?
like
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
my uterus and twisting it really hard.
Wringing it out.
That hurts. Does this hurt more?
I'm pretty sure that stats say that females have higher pain tolerances than men.
Yeah.
And it makes sense why.
Yeah.
Childbirth and our monthly cycles are no joke. And also,
Seriously.
I would say, like, how different each woman is. Like, I think there's a stereotype, but everyone just experiences it differently. Obviously, some are worse than others, some are longer than others, some have different mood changes. There was this video on Instagram. I don't know if you saw this girl named Kat, and she was working out, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just like cramping on my period." And the guy's like, "No, it's not. It's all in your head." And so she was like, "So I kicked him in the balls and told him, get up. It's all in your head."
I
So
wish I could remember what this number is, but like there's only like a certain number of days or like a week every month that we have like normal hormones and emotions. Like what? And we're just supposed to like be normal?
it's completely out of my control with my hormones. Yeah, hormones are crazy. And if anyone doesn't believe in hormones, just go talk to a girl in 7th grade and ask her about her life.
Or a woman going through menopause, you know, like
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so crazy.
shout out mom. Sorry.
Mom's getting a
She'd
lot
say
of
the
love
same
today.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
things you don't even think about. Like I would have, and most guys that probably doesn't even cross their mind.
Do you also know you're also your most creative right after your period?
No.
Yeah. So if you ever like have this spurt to like do things and you notice that it's like right after your period, that's why.
Interesting.
Because of whatever I don't know it well enough, but whatever hormone, I think it's estrogen that you're getting a lot of on your period, that like boosts creativity.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Yeah. There are so many cool things about your period that like if you were to eat right based on your cycle, I think your body would. I'm kind of not really trying that hard to do it, but it's something that I'm aware of and like want to be better at, because I think if we could eat the things that are beneficial to our bodies on the certain phases of our cycle, we would feel a lot better more often. But that's just like really hard for me to keep track of. Like I'm sure once you got used to it, like it was a cycle of 4 weeks, you know, every like 4 weeks, those certain things are coming back. And I think there's a reasons that you like crave certain things. Your body just knows it and it's like what you need while you're in that phase. But yeah, I think that that's a really interesting thing, that there are certain foods that are more beneficial at different times of your cycle. Yeah.
And what's absolutely nuts is the fact that I've never even heard of this,
What? Really?
which is sad. But also
Okay,
just
there's this app. I don't think I can mix out of my phone. There's this really awesome app that I will have to link or put right here at the bottom of the screen or something. But like, there's a free version for women. But like, it basically tells you what you should be eating on certain phases of your period, and so like certain types of foods. Like, it gives you recipes, but it also gives you just like cottage cheese and like avocado and kiwi, like things like that. That like this in this cycle, this phase, you should be eating these things, and it's like cool.
I really need to do better. I don't know the exact reason, and people can speak a lot more eloquently on this than I can, but that's a similar reason why there hasn't been a lot of research done. It's like mostly on males, and a lot is of just like women and their cycles and emotions and hormones and everything that goes with it. There has been more studies like conducted on rats or something like that than like of human women or just like human males. And one of my good friends is doing some sort of study on this, you know, the differences in males and females. She's in grad school right now and she wants to do her thesis in this. She said that, actually, I don't know if you knew this, but speaking of like OCD, symptoms fluctuate with periods.
Oh, I believe that.
And that's super interesting. Or like she gave an example that in the study done with rats, that if there was a certain day while a rat was like in its cycle and there was a more traumatic event on that specific day in the cycle, it's a greater chance for them to develop PTSD from this event.
Wow.
Compared to if the rat like wasn't on its cycle.
So don't get broken up with a certain part of your cycle. You'll be scarred for
Isn't
long
that
time.
crazy? And then it
That's
says like,
horrifying.
progesterone levels were higher and then therefore have a greater risk of PTSD. I was like, that is crazy. And she just was like diving into.
Well, you're also like more susceptible to injury on your period. Like as an athlete, like that's something that like, yeah, there's been, again, this is like things that I've heard sitting in a training room, right? It's like, I've never read these studies, but these are things that people have read. And like, I don't want to listen because I don't like knowing these things, but there's some study out there about ACLs, basically, that there was a study that a lot of them happened on your period. And I'm like, I don't want to know that because I don't want to be thinking about that when I'm on my period next time. Like, horrible.
Don't think
It's
about it.
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so nuts. Thank you for sharing, because that's really important to know. And that's something that I learned, just not in the, besides what I told you, which is really important what she talked about. She really dives into people's personalities and like what makes us different as humans and how we respond to circumstances. And I personally love the whys. Like the whys are the most exciting
Mhm.
thing to me in life. And so we bond a lot over these conversations. And I love learning about the things that she's learned about, because this is her life, working in this lab every day. She talks a lot, again, about personalities. And so one of these things about personalities are introverts and extroverts. And she introduced to me a new way of thinking about introverted people and extroverted people, and it blew my mind. And I'm curious what you think about it. This was like stage number 3 of what I've thought about extroverts and introverts. So I'm going to go through the to get to the last one. The first one was, okay, I thought a basic level introvert and extrovert was, an introvert is someone who's really quiet, and an extrovert is someone who's loud and like has a lot of friends and wants to be bubbly, right? Like that's one-on-one. Then someone introduced to me a few years ago that it's how you recharge your batteries. And so an extrovert recharges
I
their
taught you
batteries.
this. I'm not getting.
Shocker. Shocker. I believe you. I really do. An extrovert, so I don't have to tell you, but for everyone else, an extrovert recharges their batteries by being around other people, and an introvert recharges their batteries by being alone. I was like, okay, that makes total sense. She presented a third option, which absolutely blew
Well,
my mind. So it was the extrovert reacts to the world. There's two parts to this. The extrovert reacts to the world. And so, like, I'm in the world, but I'm not in my head thinking about what's going on. It's just like what's around me type of thing. And an introvert is reacting to themselves, like they're in
mhm.
their heads and things like that. And so the reason why introverts actually are more drained with these experiences that involve other people is because they're processing. Like they have to think about what the other person is saying, and then they process it in their head of like, hey, what did they say? What do I want to say? And then there's an output, as opposed to us extroverts are like, they said this, so I respond with this. And there's just not a longer feedback loop. And so introverts are just more exhausted naturally because of how they process things. And so that's why they just need more time to themselves, and why things that require more energy on a social level are tougher for them. Isn't that crazy? Like have you heard of this, or have you thought about it like this before?
No, but it makes total sense.
I
Yeah,
was mind blown.
just it's why like attention is like the worst thing that I could ever have happen when I go out. It's just like I have to process someone being aware of me being aware of me being aware of my surroundings, and like what they're like. Too much. Please don't look at me. Just let me be me.
Please don't look at me. Turn to look at you. Stop. Turn around.
Freeze.
That's hilarious. Well, we know who's who
That's
on this
awesome.
podcast.
We should invite her to come on the podcast. I would love to listen to whatever
Oh my
she's
gosh.
learning.
I feel like I'm a quick learner and I can pick things up pretty fast and process them. She'll explain things and I'll be like, I didn't get that.
Oh my god.
You gotta go again. Just
We'll run
way
it back.
simpler. Can we like change some words to see
I'm
if
a
it'll
10-year-old.
stick?
I'm a
Yeah,
5-year-old. I'm a
amazing.
2-year-old.
You're talking to a 5-year-old and go. So she's really cool with the things that she knows, and I learn something from her every time. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it was great having her.
Shout out, friend. We want you on the podcast. Teach us all that you know.
I want everyone.
I
I'm
know.
so information like hungry and greedy. I really believe, I think one of my strengths, it's all about me. One of my strengths is I believe every person on this planet, I can learn something from them. And that's why like I will give anyone the time of day, because number one, I just think I can learn something from everyone, but two, you just don't know what that person's going through or what's happened to them in life. And so I just want to be a compassionate ear. But so when someone can teach me something, I'm hell yeah.
Here for it.
I know.
Yeah.
But on the next episode, I want to talk to you about AI.
Ooh. Creepy. See, okay, this honestly goes right back to what we were just talking about. I just had a whole like line of thought that like got me to that point.
Give us an example.
Okay, side note to this side note. There was an episode we were talking about nicknames. My mom listens to our podcast. She was like, "You do have a nickname. It's Susan." And this will actually tie into this story. Not really. She's the only one that calls me that. And it's like satirical and in the moments. But If you've ever seen the movie Monsters vs. Aliens, it's a cartoon, came out probably over 10, 15 years ago. 10 years ago. Anyway, it's about this girl, a very normal human. I don't remember how she gets like hit or zapped with this like scientific something, but she is ginormous. She grows like super, super tall. So my mom and her name was Susan. So my mom calls me Susan. But there's a part in this movie where she meets up with other aliens and monsters basically. And there's this blue blob. His name might be Bob. I don't actually remember, but they were all talking about their names and their names are scary. And they're like, what do they call you? And she's like, Susan. And they're like, no, like, what do they call you? And she's like, Susan. Like, I don't have a screen name. He goes, Susan. He goes, ooh, I just scared myself. She said AI. And I was like, ooh, Susan. Now you're all caught up.
That's